I don't think I've said these words just like this on the channel before, but they are crucially important, and I want you to hear them from me. If there's a difference between where you are and where you want to be in your sex life, that is okay. It's a path. It's a journey. It's not something that happens immediately. And maybe you've heard me talk about non-ejaculatory orgasms, or being able to have sex for as long as you want, or being sexually confident, or being able to have a stronger, longer lasting erection. And maybe you're not quite there. That is okay. The sooner you're able to accept where you are on this path and have self-compassion for you being on a journey, coming from a society that has a lot of really messed up views around sex, where most of us didn't get taught anything healthy around it, like the sooner you're going to be able to have more enjoyable sexual experiences and have the kind of goals achieved that you want to achieve. So I want to share a personal story from my own experience with my own journey from where I was to where I wanted to be, because I was making a really big mistake. I was making a big mistake. You might not know, but I used to struggle with premature ejaculation a lot, badly, and also erectile dysfunction from porn addiction, and also sexual anxiety. I even avoided women for a while because I was afraid of eventually possibly being sexual with them and being the guy that couldn't get hard or the guy that would come too soon, because that's what would happen. I was a mess, and I wanted to be amazing at sex, but I wasn't. So I decided, you know what? I got to fix this. I started reading different books. I started trying different techniques, and eventually I thought, okay, I'm ready to start trying to have sex now. And so when I would get into these sexual experiences, I remember just holding on to this ideal, like, I'm gonna be so good. I'm gonna blow their minds. I'm gonna be their best lover they've ever had. I'm not gonna come too early. I'm gonna be so hard, like all this stuff. And there was this kind of grasping for this ideal. The problem was I wasn't there yet. I was still over here. I wasn't able to last as long as I wanted. I wasn't able to blow their minds with going. And side note, that's not even what actually blows a woman's mind, right? But I wasn't able to do those things. And I was creating all this pressure on myself to perform. And I was creating an inauthentic experience between myself and the woman that I was connecting with, or the women that I was connecting with at different times. And that inauthenticity could be felt. And that pressure actually created more of a problem with premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, and all that stuff. So big, sustainable, positive changes in my sex life didn't really start to happen in a sustainable way until I was able to accept where I was on the path. As soon as I was able to do that, it was this huge pressure relief. This huge pressure release of all these expectations and ideals that I was putting on myself, both to be this kind of person and also to give this other person a certain kind of experience that I was connecting with. And so I want to be really clear. I didn't accept that I was going to be stuck in this place forever. I just accepted where I was along the path, and I was committed to a growth journey. But I wasn't trying to pretend to be different. I wasn't trying to pretend to be somebody that I wasn't. Even to myself, right? And so the next big thing happened when I was able to communicate about this with the women that I was connecting with. To say something like, hey, I'm so attracted to you, and I want you to know that I'm actually working on my sex life right now and my sexual abilities, and they're not quite where I want them to be. Sometimes I might ejaculate earlier than I would want to, or sometimes I might have trouble getting an erection. And it's because I'm working on this stuff, and I'm not there yet. I just wanted you to know so we can have a better connective experience, and so I can release my own pressure around this. You know how people responded? Women are like blown away to hear a man talk like this about his sex life. Like there was such a positive response. Like, wow, thank you so much for telling me, they would say. I feel so much more connected to you. I trust you more. I'm more like attracted and aroused now. This bug is flying in my face. And it's because there's a level of authenticity and vulnerability there, instead of this grasping for something and this front, right? Or this trying to project an ideal that I wasn't. So this is not just a one-on-one kind of interaction, right? I asked women a few years ago on my Instagram account this question. If you're in a dynamic with a man, you're dating him and you realize that you each want to be sexual with each other, you haven't been sexual yet, and he says something to the effect of, hey, I just want you to know I'm working on my sex life and my sexual abilities. They're not quite where I want them to be, but they're going to get there, so I might want to go slower in the sexual experience, or I might need to take some pauses so I don't ejaculate too quickly, but I just wanted to share that with you up front because it's real for me, and I'm also really excited to know you and explore sexuality with you. I asked them, what would you think of this man? What would that be like to receive this? 99% of these women said, wow, oh my God, that would be amazing to receive. I would trust him more. I would feel more connected. I would feel more aroused in his presence because of the authenticity and because of the vulnerability. This is something that most women never hear from a man. And I want to make a really clear distinction here because I'm not saying to speak what some guys think of vulnerability, which is really a more victim-oriented mindset, which is like, I sometimes ejaculate before I want to, woe is me, like I'm working on it, I'm not doing, but I want to have sex with you anyway, right? That's totally different from, hey, I'm here with you. I'm really attracted to you. I want you to know that this is an area of my life that I'm working on, putting effort and energy into it. It's not exactly where I want it to be yet, but I can totally enjoy the experience for what it is right now, and I want to share it with you. How do you feel about that? Two fundamentally different things. And so it is a practice, right? And it's a tall order. But if you're able to accept where you are right now on this path, and if you're able to not just accept, but have compassion for where you are, and find ways to enjoy this and enjoy the journey, wow, so much pressure is going to just evaporate from your system, from your body, from your sexual experiences. You might find that this is actually the thing that allows you to have the sexual experiences you want. Because when you're free of that pressure, when there's so much more ease in your body, when there's not all this tension, and again, tension is the thing that creates all these dysfunctions. When you have all this ease, all kinds of other stuff is possible. It's really amazing. So I want that for you. So again, if there's a difference between where you are and where you want to be, great. That's beautiful. This is a sexual growth journey. It doesn't happen overnight. Find ways to enjoy it and accept yourself for wherever you are, while still committing to being on a growth path and working towards your goals. That's just what it is to be a human. That's just what it is. So if you want some support with this, I'll put a couple of free guides in the description of this video. There's one in particular, it's a new embodiment practice I'm sharing with people. It would be very helpful for this, to just practice being in your body, enjoying who you are in the moment. Check it out. Give it a shot for a couple weeks. Let me know how it goes. And yeah, thanks for receiving this. It's really important. It's a big deal. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you next time.